Okay, hey, here we are. It's Thursday. It's Chamber Check-in Day, and I am here with Ryan and Julie Stewart,
Hey, Paul.
owners owners of Moxie Java. Hey guys.
Hey, Paul.
So, hey, where are we at today?
We're in the warehouse, man. This is where we are. This is behind us is our racks of espresso and French roast and coffee, and you can't see it, but right on this side of us is our coffee roaster. So yeah, that's where we're at. Julie said, "Hey, Paul wants to talk today," and I said, "Man, I am cranking in the warehouse, so you're gonna have to come to me." So here she is, and here we are.
Hey, that's awesome. I love the industrial feel. I can smell the roasting going on already. Um, hey, hey, for the audience that doesn't know you or maybe new to the area and not familiar with Moxie Java and its history and legacy here in Boise, why don't you give us a quick little rundown of the history of Moxie?
Moxie Java was started in 1988, so we just passed the 30-year mark here about a year and a half ago. And right downtown, not too far from your office, actually down there off 6th and Main. And yeah, it was little. It was kind of started out of a little bakery, and they tote having the first espresso machine in the state of Idaho. I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but it's a great story. I believe it pretty well. Chris and Jerome and John, and they're still local guys. They still live in the Treasure Valley, and we visited with both of them. But that's just kind of where it began. And we roast our own coffee right here in Garden City in Boise, and yeah, the rest is kind of history. It went from 1 to 2 to 3 to 5 to 10 and then here we are.
Hey, that's awesome. I remember when I first moved to Boise, the very first Moxie Java on 6th and Main in the old Boise building. That was the hangout, man. That's where you went to get your coffee and hang out. And you're right across from downtown fun. But hey, even better, tell us a little bit more about your guys' story, the Ryan and Julie story.
That's you. Go ahead.
We moved to the Treasure Valley about 6 years ago, and Moxie was our go-to coffee shop. And we became the owners about 2 years ago, and we're still learning a ton. And we're enjoying it, and we have great staff. We have great dealers, and anyway. That's it.
Yeah, coronavirus kind of helped us understand how much we didn't know. So we've gotten taken to school the last 6 months or so, but it's been good. We've learned a lot in the last 2 years, and man, we've got. I think one of the great things about Moxie Java is our dealers. We've just got an incredible dealer network, and all the way Homedale, all the way out to South Carolina and North Dakota. That guy's putting a new store in actually here in the next 90 days, and then we're going to be up in Coeur d'Alene. Actually, I'm dirty because I've been boxing stuff for Jarvis. He's starting a new location in Coeur d'Alene, but yeah, our dealers are really what makes Moxie Java for sure.
So when you're talking about dealers, you're talking about franchisee opportunities, correct?
Yeah, Paul, you're always that sales guy, man. I just love it. Yeah, that's kind of what makes Moxie Java tick is that person that says, I want to own a coffee shop. And I love coffee, and I love the feel of what a coffee shop is. But they just don't have all the mechanics to put it all together. That's kind of where Moxie Java shines. We're small and we're local, and with that, we're able to help people out and just let it be their own, but then help them with the bones of it, kind of give them that head start for their business. And a great example is Jarvis up in Coeur d'Alene. He worked in a cafe down here on Glenwood for a couple of years as a barista, and then he actually moved into the roaster position right here in the warehouse, right over there, and roasted all the coffee basically for Moxie Java for about the past 2.5 to 3 years. And he came to me right when we first bought, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and said, Ryan, my dream since I was in high school was to own a coffee shop, and I want to do that someday. And I just love that part of our story as people taking us under our wing and helping us kind of grow that way. And I said, Jarvis, man, nothing would make me prouder than for you to do that. And so he did. He took that leap of faith, and I was bummed. We lost him as a roaster because he's just a phenomenal employee. But there he is up in Coeur d'Alene banging away. And like I said, I got 2 pallets of stuff going up to him this afternoon. And he should be doors open, I think, Monday or Tuesday. So he's pumped.
Although I think he's getting married on Saturday. So
we don't know how that's going to work.
I think Saturday's the day. But
yeah, we're excited. He's got a lot of great stuff going on. But yeah, that is kind of the great thing about Moxie Java is we're there to help and really get people kind of that jump start and help with the things like the logo cups and the logo coffee, and we do a lot of stuff with recipes and stuff like that.
So when I came in and visited you last year in your offices, you were like this little chemist, like this coffee chemist. And we were sampling through all these different types of roasts. And you're like, this is the Ethiopian blend, and this is this blend. And I was just like, I had no idea the intricacies of coffee. Thank you for introducing me to that. And tell me about where you got that interest and where you acquired that kind of knowledge.
You know, Paul, I've always been like that why kind of guy, like why things are what they are and what makes them that way. And I like to take things apart, you know, all the way down to the ground and figure out what makes them tick and why and those things. And the coffee part of that was that for me. And I just jumped in and golly, I'm going to let a secret out of the bag. I haven't drank coffee for that long, Paul. It's probably been 10 years maybe. And I always, just like a lot of people, probably 90% of people thought, oh, coffee's black and, you know, I'm going to add cream and sugar and make it taste the way I want to. And the more I got into coffee, the more I started thinking about roasts and roast levels and origins, like what you're talking about, the Ethiopia, and it just kind of fit for me. And the little logo is down here below, but this little guy is one of our sample roasters. And when you were down, I had just busted a bunch of sample roasts out on a whole bunch of different origins. And it's really fascinating to me to dive into that stuff, because not only can you have, you know, where the coffee comes from, by country, you know, so an example would be like a Washington apple. You could have a Washington apple, but then you can have a Gala Washington apple or a Fuji or a whatever. And so there's so many intricacies, and then how it's handled, and then how it's shipped, and how it gets to me, and then how it's roasted, and how long. Do we slow cook it? Do we fast cook it? Do we, you know, char broil it? Whatever. So anyway, it really fascinates me. I love that end of the business. Of course, I love working with people too, and but yeah, that science part of it is really fun to me. But you know, one of the things that I've really enjoyed with this business is some of the partnerships that we've gotten to really explore, and coronavirus. And sorry if you've got other questions you want to ask me, but as you've been around me, I like to talk a lot. But coronavirus is really, you know, it put everybody on their heels, especially small businessmen, you know, because, man, it's been a fight every day. We fight. But it's given us really the opportunity to partner with some of the local businesses. And we're just starting a partnership with a bakery down the street. It's called Wildflower Bakery. And they're just phenomenal. And we're going to bring some of their pastries and stuff into our cafes. And the guys down there are just super cool. And Riverside Embroidery helping us with shirts and logos and hats, and getting, like, they did a bunch of masks for us that say Moxie Java on them. And Ian up in McCall helped us with Idaho shirts with the Idaho Strong. I don't know if you guys seen that. There's an Idaho Strong thing, and they donate money. And there's just really an enormous amount of partnerships we've been able to take advantage, and people doing business that are struggling through this thing just like us, that we've been able to partner with and help out. And then, of course, you know, there's always opportunity to donate, but being able, the flux and volume for us gave us a surplus, good for other people, but not good for us because we held it. but it gave us the opportunity to help out some things like the Boise Rescue Mission and some St. Luke's and the Boys and Girls Club, by giving them some product and some stuff like that. So there's just some interesting things. I've even had a couple of local roasters come in because everybody's volume has been down, asking to buy some green beans and just some,
we've done that.
we've done that both ways. And the interesting thing about us, Paul, is because we're in bigger retail like Costco and some of those, we're third-party inspected. And so we have random unannounced audits. And so I'm going to give you some abbreviations, right? But our HACCPs and our GMP are good manufacturing processes, and our bioterrorism plans. We've had all that stuff in place for years and years because we're in those major retail. And so part of those plans have been pandemic responses. They're actually built into that. And so it's really given us the opportunity to be able to just kind of pivot a little bit and say, oh yeah, we planned for this, even though nobody really planned for it. But we didn't really have to change the way we do things. And because we have those good manufacturing processes in place and our HACCPs and stuff like that in place. And so it's really, we've had a little bit of interruption in supply, but really it's been minimized for our dealers and our customers and stuff like that. So sorry.
Well, no, that's great, because I was going to ask you how you guys have been holding up through the pandemic, how you've adapted. I've seen some bicycle stores around here that had inventory have done well. Those that didn't have inventory and stocked up didn't have anything to sell, and it was hard for them to get product. But
it's been a challenge. We had a lot of our stuff comes from South Central America, that type of thing. And when they started closing ports on the West Coast, they weren't shipping stuff out. And so there was a big lapse in a lot of the imports of coffee beans because the harvest happened in the spring. And so there was some juggling that went on with a lot of roasters. And, you don't think about that. You think of, well, just brew me some coffee, put some hot, black gold in that thing. But for us, we were looking forward. Luckily, we're part of some bigger groups with our HACCP and our plans. And we were on a lot of webinars and really making that Zoom stock go up and up and up. And and we were able to bump our inventory up to avoid any delays in all those imports. And they're still being delayed. But we're sitting pretty good right now. It's kind of cycled back around for us. So.
Right. Well, hey, I drove by today and waved, and you guys were slammed. You had your outdoor patio was rocking. I saw cars just lined up in the drive-through. Parking lot was full. So that tells me that people still need the black gold, as you call it. And it looks like they found a good place to do some business out of. If their businesses have had people stay and work at home. It's sure a nice outlet to come to a place like your guys's and do some work and maybe have a business meeting.
The outpouring of like the community support of buy local and that kind of stuff. That really has been critical. There's no lie. I mean, our numbers went in April. I mean, everybody just shut it down. There was no traffic. I was driving in from Middleton faster than I could ever imagine. I mean, there was nobody on the road. And but as things have started to loosen up, and it's now older news, it's been really great to have those customers coming back in and supporting local and saying, even to the other stores in the valley, we hear the input. It's, man, our customers, they know that it's the owner working this thing, and they know that our coffee is roasted right in the Treasure Valley. And so I think that's how, we've been able to make it through. And it's been tough, Paul. It's been a rough run, but gosh, we're smiling today. We're moving some stuff around. So,
well, you guys are an example, a great example of being tenacious and resilient. And that is for sure. Hey, Hey, before we leave, why don't you, Julie, why don't you give us a quick rundown of your coffee club?
Oh, our coffee club, you can go to moxiejava.com and click on the coffee club. You can pick your roast. You can click if you want to receive it every other week or once a month. And it just shows up at your doorstep with a package of love just shows up at your doorstep. Sometimes it's got some candy and stickers in it and a note from the owners or whoever packaged it. But yeah, it's starting to grow, and we're thankful for that opportunity. Actually, Jerome, one of the founders of Moxie Java, helped us arrange that. So anyway, yeah, the coffee club at moxiejava.com.
So if I'm a business and I want to get some coffee when my associates start to come back, just call you guys and you bring it?
Yeah, we can help with whatever, man.
Although we know you get your coffee from Regal, and we like him. We're friends with him.
Oh, he's a great guy.
He's great, so we don't want to take his business.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. But yeah, for sure, you can give us a holler or shoot us an email, Ryan S. or Julie S. at moxiejava.com, and we'd love to accommodate whatever. We've got a couple churches that we help with and some bigger organizations, and we do some private labeling and some stuff like that. But yeah, that's all in our wheelhouse for sure.
So residential delivery as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, you guys, thanks for taking a little time with me. I really appreciate it.
It's always fun to Paul. You're like our #1 fan, so thank you.
Well, you guys have always been a great partner since you've owned this company, and what you've done to engage with the chamber on an elevated level has just been awesome. You've helped with our Operation Thank You events and our ambassador programs and our morning meetings that we've done. You've supplied the coffee. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for including us. Yeah.
You bet. Hey, you guys keep trucking along. We'll see you soon. Thanks again for your membership. Have a great weekend, you guys.
All right, thanks, Paul.
Oh, wait. One more thing. Show us your Moxie. Get your stickers.
There you go.
Hey, you guys, hold on a second, too.